Yeah, so same as I'll come round and I'll just sit and I'll do an introduction and then we're on. And then we're off. Okay, so we are the Amex Hour again, Series 1, coming to the end of the season. We're on episode 5 and we've got Steve, and the other side of the camera we've got Ben, which I'm sure is going to help us Google some stuff we get stuck. Ben was going to be here last week, but he got held up, so unfortunately couldn't make it. So hopefully, if he's up for it, we can get him on next week as well. So he'll be this side of the camera. Well, you saw this on social media, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
You replied to the post I
replied to the post you put on, yeah, and just saying that you were up for people to come and help out and have a chat, and I thought, I'm up for that. Yeah,
drink beer and talk about football.
I think you said, are you up for talking about football in a pub?
Drinking beer.
I said, I think I'll probably be up for that, yeah.
Well, if we're sort of getting to the stage now where I'm getting some like sort of regular people. So Martin, he was on it last week. Him and his daughter-in-law, they've been up sort of every week and watch. I don't know if they are coming up today, but they normally turn up. So if we can sort of start getting a regular, sort of group of us, just a regular group of us, we can just chop and change really, and sort of fantastic. Come up, and it'd be more of like a therapy group.
that sounds about right.
Well, we've got to talk about the weekend first, haven't we? So I thought we were going to get battered, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed.
And we didn't.
Agreed.
At all. In fact, I thought we got the spark of the sort of start of the season back. Without the with the injuries, obviously, it ain't been easy. But I thought Dingle was absolutely superb.
Yeah, I think we carried it on for me from the Villa game, where it looked a different Brighton side. There was a bit more energy, a bit quicker getting forward. I thought Enciso was fantastic. Dingle were fantastic. We were playing a bit more on the break. It just, it was a little bit back towards the start of the season where we were firing, and it was great to see.
It's that speed of it. So what I've found is that the playing from the back, that's kind of continued.
Yeah.
So that kind of keeping possession at the back, finding a way, breaking down the sort of midfield, and then and moving up the pitch. But we just haven't been anywhere near quick enough with the passing. We haven't moved the ball anywhere quick enough. And there's been mistakes. I still think Webster was a bit hit and miss.
At times, yeah. I would agree.
Better, but still hit and miss.
Yeah.
I've never been a massive fan of his.
No.
But we had that kind of go about us again. We had that, not just keeping possession, but moving the ball forward and actually attacking. And I thought we probably could have got another couple of goals.
There was a bit more zip about the play, definitely. And I thought, if we'd have gone, we could have gone 2-0 up. Let's face it.
Yeah. What do you reckon? Do you reckon we got another couple of goals in, Ben, or?
I think if it hadn't been for VAR, Pascal Gross's opening goal, that should have stood. But having looked at the replay, I think VAR definitely got it right. He was in an offside position when he scored the opening goal, and it's the same for Aston Villa as well.
Do you like VAR?
What?
Do you like VAR?
No, VAR ruins football. It doesn't.
No.
We spoke a little bit about this in one of the other podcasts. What I hate about VAR is if it's a bit of a close call, but the ball's gone in, there's no flag, the ref's not blowing his whistle, everyone can throw their arms up in the air and celebrate, and the players can run at the crowd and celebrate, and
they're standing around the referee.
But you don't do that anymore. Everyone just sort of looks up and
that's it.
To say, well, was it a goal or not? And then you kind of this delayed celebration.
Yeah.
To me, it doesn't feel as good.
That's the key. That's the key thing. It sucks the joy out of it for me,
doesn't it?
It's the worst. Not our team, but the worst one this season for me was the semi-final, Coventry, Man United.
I watched that
and you could not make it up because 3-0 down. I actually turned it off. I wrote the game off, and because my son said I want to watch Toy Story 4, and I thought, well, it's 3-0 to Man United. Yeah, might as well, And then
my son's a Man United supporter, and to save me having to listen to him moan for I think that was a fantastic decision in that respect. The VAR was perfect. I think it did the job. I've got to say that I thought that there was two things in that match. If we're going to go there, I agree. Actually, I think that it should have stood. I think that 100%. I don't think that you put in a line here and a 100%. Line there, and the flick of his toe was,
has he got a swollen toe? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that.
Does he have a swollen toe?
Yeah. So that for me is it's that close. If you're gonna be that, it kind of makes them sound like little Hitlers in this little room, and they go, well, actually. It was 6.0 and we got a line and run that button. They play when they play them talking about it. I hate that.
It's just pedantic. It's pedantic.
Yeah.
My understanding of it was it's for clear and obvious errors, right? That was the principle behind it.
Which brings me on to
how
they shouldn't have got a penalty.
Coventry.
They shouldn't have got that penalty. I'm gonna go. That you have to be if you're going to give penalties, if you're going to give away things that are going to change, then you have to be consistent. Everybody that watched that worked in that VAR room, knew that there was controversy over the Man City hit the ball down, basically playing basketball behind his back. That wasn't given, yet Wan-Bissaka's bringing his arm down to move it out of the way and it hits his elbow. That is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's bollocks.
I agree with that.
It has to be consistent. Yeah. If the week before something almost exactly the same hasn't been given, then how can then you give it the week if it had been given?
Yeah.
If that Man City penalty had been given, then I absolutely agree. Wan-Bissaka should have had yellow card penalty, but it wasn't. So Wan-Bissaka shouldn't.
Yeah, this is why everyone's so upset with VAR, because it's not applied consistently, is it at all? It obviously works in other sports very well, but the application in football has been pretty abject,
goal line technology,
to be honest.
The goal line technology and the offsides. I don't think anything else. I just don't think it should be used for anything else at all. No. I think it should be kept out. Unless you're going to have exactly the same, unless the rules are the same, it's going to be exactly the same every week, week in, week out. That's it. And because all we've done is we've taken the bitching and moaning that we get to do as fans about the referee. I was talking to someone today, and I never hear who's the wanker in the black anymore. I never hear that chant.
That's because they're always wearing orange or green or something.
Yeah, who's the wanker in the yellow, doesn't really. In the fluorescent. Yeah, it doesn't sound as good. But anyway, so it's we get that opportunity to all sit around and talk about, do you think it wasn't on the type, but at full speed the referee's going to give it. We get to have all those conversations. Yeah. Whereas we still get to celebrate on the day, whereas now we're still having the same conversations, but it's kind of taken the joy out of it a little bit when it gets to those sort of. You agree?
It really has, yeah. It really has, and also we don't get updated about what's going on really in the ground. No. So everyone watching at home on TV has got everything, but the people in the stadium watching the game are the last people to know what's going on. So you just. I can see why everyone, you get the slow hand claps now because it takes so long. It's just like, come on, how many times do you need to look at it to make a decision here?
And don't you think there should be a time limit on it as well? Because how many times this season have we seen something happen? The game was carried on. It's 4, 5, 6 minutes later, and then all of a sudden it's called back, and and you're like, what? How is that now fair?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That they're now on the attack. They've got all the play. They've got all the momentum with them. Excuse me. And then the referees called it back to something else 4 minutes ago. Like that. There was a push in the box. It's a penalty, and then it goes back, and then no, I hate it. I can't stand it. And this if it was, you just have to take those little bits of joy out of the game, and they've managed to do it.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a difficult one to get around, because I know, the way that it used to be. Yes, there'd be incorrect decisions. But I sort of quite enjoyed the controversy. Obviously, when it goes against you, it's
definitely
bad. But I didn't. That famous phrase, "it evens out over the season," and maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I kind of err on the side that it did.
Yeah, but then
I don't know. You have to decide how to apply it, don't you? And like the offside thing, if you're gonna keep doing it with the offside, it can't be just draw this line. There's got to be some kind of, because it always used to be the principle of offside was to favour the attacker, favour the attacking team.
Well,
it doesn't.
Now,
it doesn't do it anymore.
On that note, if I could change any rule, so I'll ask you this actually. We'll go with this. But if I could change any rule at all in football, it would be free kicks. So if a foul is committed, if I commit a foul against you, you shouldn't have to wait for the other team to be able to get into position to now have an advantage. In defending.
Yeah.
If I'm cutting across and I've got, say I've got Welbeck running down, I've cut across, I could probably whip it into Welbeck, might have a good chance one-on-one with the keeper. If he gets past the last defender, I get taken down.
Yeah.
It's a foul. But where's that momentum gone? All of a sudden now I've got to now stand around and wait for a free kick to be taken, which in that position is only going to be like tapped back to dunk.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So where's the advantage then? In fact, what you've done is you've given the opposition the advantage by being able to get back in a defensive role.
Yeah. Get the defensive line sorted. Yeah.
If there was one rule I would change, it would literally be that. If you get the ball and you're fouled and the ball ends up over there, you should be able to literally take the ball from wherever you grab it.
Yeah.
So if the ball is over and it lands near Welbeck should literally be able to grab the ball, put it on the floor, and then play.
Yeah.
And that should be allowed.
It's your advantage, yeah.
Because then you've carried on with your advantage.
Yeah.
If you're last man and you're taken down,
it's
a red card. But how many times do we see, a pull back, and it's a yellow card?
Yeah.
But then you've got where's your advantage?
Yeah. Tactical foul, 89th minute of the game.
Yeah.
You're getting pulled back, then wait for them. Yeah.
They hit you on the back. You've got all the momentum. You lose the ball. They whack it up the pitch, hit you on the break. You foul them. That could have been their chance to win the game or draw the game.
Yeah.
Get some points on. And the reason why I think it'd make it better is because it's always kind of like the Man Cities and the Arsenals and the Liverpools that get away with it.
Of course it is, yeah.
Where they would then drop points maybe. That's what I would change. I mean, if you could change anything, any rule about the game, what do you think would? What annoys you most?
I mean, I'd have to go. I'd have to go back to the offside thing. To be honest, that is what annoys me most at the moment, and it's a fairly recent change. But I've played football all my life. I've watched football pretty much all my life, and always the principle of the offside was that it favoured the attacking player. If there wasn't a clear, obvious advantage, then because the game's about goals, right? If you don't score any goals, you don't win the game.
Yeah.
And it's about entertainment. And so if you're going to keep drawing these fucking lines, so are we allowed to say that? Sorry.
Say what you want. He said fuck. He just said fuck.
If for fucking lines. That just ruins it for me. It's like, no, if players fucking shoulder, because it's like a shoulder. Like, how's his shoulder going to give him an advantage to score a goal? It's not, is it? It's not.
Who was it? Quite recent, was it? That literally, like, as they turned to sort of try and play the player offside, their arse was sort of stuck out, and that played whoever onside. So you've got like someone running, someone trying to do the offside trap, but he hasn't quite got it right. Was it Casemiro? I don't know. I can't remember. But it was somebody.
Someone with a big arse.
Someone with a big arse. So then he's turned, but because like his arse was playing his other player offside. I mean, come on.
I'm sure they'll deal with that in pre-season. They'll be like, no, your arse is too big, mate.
Your arse is too big.
Some sports scientist will be.
It's a good job.
You've got to deal with your arse.
Yeah, it's a good job Lampard wasn't in there with it, because old fat Frank, he'd have played the offside. What about you, Ben? What annoys you the most about this beautiful game?
Does not using VAR could be a good answer? I don't
take it completely out.
I just want VAR out, because
would you keep goal line though? Would you keep the goal line technology?
Goal line technology, I definitely keep, because with goal line technology, we could then see if it had crossed the line, and
so it's clear. So goal line technology, all right, because it is or it isn't.
Exactly. I want to keep goal line
like
technology. I want to keep goal line technology.
It's the same as Wimbledon. Is it in or out? You know, it's
take out VAR, but just keep goal line technology.
Yeah, I agree. I like the banter, and I like the opposition giving each other a bit of grief about bad decisions. And I love listening to Talk Sport 100%. On the way home, and listening to them talk about it, and you don't really get that anymore, because the technology of it is literally it is or it isn't. So that sort of takes that bit of banter. I don't know. I mean, like, what was the?
I agree.
Was it Lampard? I can't remember. Who scored the goal in the Euros, or was it the World Cup?
Yeah, you're right.
It was Lampard, wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
It was against Germany. It was the 2010 World Cup.
And it bounced over the line. Yeah. And it wasn't given.
Yeah. And it was a long way.
I'd have given it.
It was a long way.
I didn't have kids at that point, but I would have given one of my testicles.
That's when Mark.
I'd have given one of my testicles to have their goal line technology.
That was when Mark Lorison, who was commentator at the time, I can remember him saying, "Where's goal line technology?"
Yeah. There have been some howlers. I mean, there was. I remember that there was a Spurs one, I think years ago at Old Trafford. Pedro Mendes hit it from like halfway.
Yeah,
and do you remember? It went about a yard in, and the keeper, like, you can see it through the side netting.
Came off his hand.
Clawing
but
it
the goal didn't get given.
They didn't give it. No. So
Yeah.
But but in a way, I sort of almost missed that as well. No, I don't know. Goal line technology, we'll keep that.
Goal line technology. No, we can't get rid of that. No, look, I get, like, you can't say you missed unless it was against either Liverpool, Wolves, or Palace, right?
Yeah, fair.
And then keep goal line technology for everyone else, apart from them.
Apart from them,
they can fuck off.
Yeah, they can absolutely do one.
Yeah,
exactly. We'll remove it from their stadiums immediately.
We could do some fucking brilliant rules if only we were in charge, where basically West Brom, Man United and Brighton are just in the top 3 of the Premier League all the time, and everyone else can go fuck themselves. So it's a good job we're not in charge, really. Bringing it onto that, I've got to mention this because things might change. I mean, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. This will go out, and we've recorded it's Monday, but it'll go out Tuesday. And we've got Chelsea, and we've got Man United.
Yeah.
Now,
big week, mate. Big week.
Man United. 2 tough games.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think one tough game. I think Man United is shit out because they want to keep everyone as fit as possibly can that they've got left, so that they don't get shown up in the cup final.
Also, I think rubbish.
I think they're going to field a much younger team. I think they're going to field every bit of crap they've got on the bench because they don't want. I don't. There's several players I don't even think are injured. There's probably 2 or 3 players I don't even think are injured. I just think that they're not willing to play them because they want them for Man City.
Yeah.
The rest of it's not important. Their season's it's done. They're European. If they want to get into Europe, it's only based on other people's results, not really based on their results.
It's not in their hands, is it?
It's not in their hands. The only thing that's in their hands is a cup final.
Yeah.
And
that's all they're thinking about.
And I think Ten Hag is
which
only
they will
on that.
also lose. Let's be honest. But
hang on. Yeah,
Probably.
but we said that against Liverpool, and they managed to.
True.
How they managed to do it, I don't know, but they managed
it.
to pull that back and win
Yeah.
that. So you never know.
No, but I agree though. I agree with what you're saying. And I think they are.
I think
there's a
they're
few
fucked
players that are probably okay.
So I think we've got one difficult game,
Yeah.
and I think actually the United game. I think is another win for Brighton.
I would say so.
But Palace are only a couple of points behind us, and they've got an easier end to the season. So
I told you off about this on
yeah,
Saturday.
I know you told me off about this, but I have to mention it. I'm worried, man. I've seen the way that they've changed their playing style. They've got a new manager. They're invigorated. They just look like they can win games.
They do look good.
Brighton do. Brighton are a better. I'm gonna put this out there. Brighton are a better team, but
100%.
we don't look like we're gonna win games at the moment. Palace look like they're winning games. Like they go out onto that pitch and they look like they're there to win the games.
To be fair,
And
Glasner's
I'm
done
a bit worried, man.
Yeah, he's done a very good job in a short space of time, hasn't he? And if you believe the media reports today, Bayern Munich are offering all sorts of money for him. Too early for him to, he's only just rocked up there, hasn't he?
Everyone said that about De Zerbi, and he's got one team into Europe. And
yeah, okay. He won the Europa League, didn't he, with Eintracht Frankfurt?
Did he win it?
I think he won. Did he win it?
I don't know.
I could be.
Put it in the comments.
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, quote him. Put it in the comments, and if he's wrong, tell him he's a wanker.
Yeah, Roberto De Zerbi's done a great job for Brighton.
I think he has, but I think that I think he's maybe a season behind the big clubs.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he got caught. I think he got carried away a little bit, maybe with the Liverpool and the Man United and the Bayern Munich and all of this rumours that were there. And he just sat back a little bit, but I think that the Brighton bosses, all of them, I think have done an absolutely sterling job of keeping hold of him, because they've obviously offered him something, and said that, we want to match your ambition if you match ours. I think they've pushed
And his English has improved.
I think they've pushed a little bit further.
That's a massive amount, yeah. And I think on that point, I think there was quite a lot lost in translation in some of his interviews. I don't get me wrong. I got a bit annoyed with him at various points this season.
He does.
But and particularly I went to Rome, and the thing that annoyed me out there was that he had his hands in his pockets for about. I counted 35 minutes. I mean, I could be wrong. I had a few beers, but hands in his pockets. He didn't really do anything.
See, this is the thing,
and that annoyed me about him. But
it's the one thing. It's the one thing we all, and there's not a Brighton and Albion supporter, and I'll say the same thing for any other club that's got a manager like it. But when you score a goal, and you see that manager, like running down the.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love his energy.
It's amazing.
It brings you up. It makes you want to celebrate.
He absolutely loves his football.
Fantastic. And even when you're even watching the away games, and he's right on the edge.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
He's on the edge of the technical area. He's hurling up, and he just won't stop. He must.
Yeah, I love it.
And the way he hides himself in frustration as well.
Oh no! Yeah, I just love his.
And there's his energy.
There's other managers that do it.
It's
fucking brilliant.
It
pumps
fans,
you up, doesn't it?
Yeah, fans love that, don't they? Let's face it. With I liked Potter as a manager, but
So did I.
very tactically astute. I still think he's a good manager, good coach. But you never got that, did you? You never got that.
Where
You know,
is he now?
you
Where's
might
Brighton?
get a fist pump.
He's still out
And
of the job at the moment.
De Zerbi's, you get everything with him.
Has he not got a club at the moment?
No, he's still biding. Well, biding his time. I mean, I don't know. Has he had
Do you
any
think he
offers?
could return to a Premier League club? He could.
Do you think it'll be an English? Do you think it'll be an English club? Do you think it'll be a Premier League club, or do you think it'll be abroad?
It's hard to say, really.
It just depends what's available, doesn't it? What comes up for me? Like,
I'm-
there was
I'm
rumours
not-
that Leicester
listen.
offered him something. Palace was rumoured at one point. That would have been fun.
Oh, don't. I'm not going to. So look, I'm going to say that. I'm going to put it out there because there's certain things coming to an end. That the managers at the moment it's like hot topic. I mean, it's like you've got Klopp going, you've got you've got like obviously
David Moyes leaving
David
West Ham.
Moyes is saying he's going to West Ham.
regret that.
You've obviously got, I would say so. You might have, I would say Southgate's probably on his.
See, depending on our conversation,
I think if he wins the Euros, Germany, come on.
Wouldn't it be awesome if England did win a trophy for the first time in years?
So I mean, put this out there.
Yes.
Right. Potter for England, man.
I
love that.
To be honest,
Potter for England. Man management, tactics.
Yeah.
That's what you want out of an England manager.
Changing tactics in game. Like,
I
had this conversation with someone the other day.
What if he had the what if
he's
got the
probably
players that he's got now?
Yeah.
That England have got now, but with Potter in charge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm all in.
If it was to happen,
I'm with you on this one because
I'd be happy.
I think he's we talked about this earlier, didn't we? We said, about Southgate being tactically adaptable or not, and it worries me that he's not, and that he can't necessarily fit the best players into that England team.
It's like I say, he doesn't go for
I
his
think
best
someone
players.
like Potter would maybe be able to do that, but I don't think they'll won't give him the job though.
The players that we've got at the moment, we've got a lot of like world class attacking players. Yet he plays.
Phil Foden being one of them.
I mean, come on, Harry Kane's knocking goals in like.
Yeah,
He's
I mean, you
been
can't leave him
Bayern
out.
Munich.
He's knocking goals in like he's 20 years old.
Yeah, you can't leave him
You
out.
can't leave him out.
And he's going to score penalties.
And you've got Bellingham, and you've got Foden, and you've got Declan Rice. What a player, Declan Rice!
Declan Rice is so
amazing,
good.
amazing.
And plays up front.
Cole Palmer? No.
Raheem Sterling.
We've got Raheem Sterling, who's always good, man. He's like considered old in the team now, but he's so good.
Yeah. It's the best we've had. It's the best we've had for a generation.
Ollie
really.
Watkins.
Oh, Watkins, yeah, I know.
God,
yeah, I know.
where's he come from? That's absolutely
Don't
fantastic.
forget Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Or is it?
We'll keep Rashford. I think there's better players
On full
that
this
that position
on this season,
than
definitely.
than
Yeah.
Rashford.
Yeah,
Last
Ollie
season,
Watkins has had a good season with Aston Villa.
Yeah, Watkins is by far. I'd certainly put Watkins above Rashford and Tony.
Me too.
Definitely.
And Tony won't get in anyway because he's already bound us losing.
You never know if the Conservatives fuck something up and Rashford has to go on telly to get it all right, he might have another good season, because that seemed to be where it came from.
I'm not really sure about Ivan Toney from Brentford.
Gave everyone school dinners, and all of a sudden
This is true. He was Superman after that, and now he's someone's got the kryptonite out, and he's banging trouble, mate.
I think that whole thing where he had a huge support sort of gave him confidence, and that sort of showed on the pitch. I honestly think that maybe that's something he needs. Maybe he needs some kind of thing, I don't know, dentistry, something with kids. Get behind it, Rashford. Come on, we want to see you scoring goals.
Go on, Watkins, get out there.
What?
Go on,
I couldn't think of anything.
I see you bagging in a lot of goals, man.
Yeah, because for me, Ollie Watkins is the man. I think he takes
terrific.
He's fantastic.
He's been terrific for Aston Villa.
Yeah, absolutely superb.
He has been good. I'm glad he wasn't that good against us. That was a relief.
Yeah, that was a bit. Well, I think he got.
He was.
I'm really glad he didn't. I'm really glad he didn't score.
Actually, Webster. I know we talked about it earlier. Webster did a decent job against him. I know they weren't at their full powers, shall we say. You know, a bit
I've said
tired.
it before and I'll say it again, but I think I'm not saying Van Hecke is like, you know, the world class quality, but I think he's one of the most underrated central midfielders in the Premier League. I just watch him last season, this season. I just see, you just go through his highlights, and it's so impressive.
He's brilliant. Yeah, I think.
I mean, he did make the start of last season. Was it really the end of the season before? The start of last season, there was a few little mistakes. There was a few little, I think, but once he got used to the speed of which De Zerbi wanted him playing out from the back.
Yeah.
Once he got used to that, his passing's got better and better and better.
Certainly has been.
Yeah.
Certainly has been good.
Yeah, he's learned that so quickly, because that's been, and
it takes a long time to learn it, doesn't it?
Of course it does, and this is why we've had the thing with Steele and Steele versus Bruggen as well.
Yeah, I think it shows the quality of a player to be able to adapt to fit in with the manager like he's done.
But doesn't it annoy you that Roberto De Zerbi does keep changing goalkeepers for every game or every couple of games?
It's a massive like debate, isn't it, for Brighton fans? I think
because Roberto De Zerbi's been doing a lot of that.
Yeah, and I kind of get it in a way. Like Steele was definitely the best player on the ball, like playing out from the back. I get it, he really is. But as a shot stopper, not so good. So, but again, it's testament to De Zerbi's coaching that he's made Verbruggen so much better at distribution.
I don't like the fact that they got rid of Sanchez without having someone to.
I wasn't really a big fan of Sanchez.
Over. Yeah, but if you're going to get rid of a keeper, you need someone to definitively take over. Now, if that's going to be Verbruggen, then you pick Verbruggen. If it's going to be Steele, then you pick Steele. The Swiss swapping, chopping, changing.
I agree. You need to go for one.
I think with a keeper,
I go for Verbruggen.
So important.
Same here.
You can be playing a defensive team or an attacking team, and you can change a few of the players out to suit that. You can change their formation to suit how the opposition play.
Yeah.
But the one player on the pitch that utterly depends on their their strength being just and to swapping and changing them. I just think that it kind of takes away that, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, it's just
it takes away that strength as a keeper. I think a keeper's got to know that. I mean, Seaman, number one, he knew he was number one. He was never going to get changed.
Yeah.
Ben Foster knew he was number one. He's never going to get changed.
Yeah.
When they make those kind of mistakes when they're playing for England, how quick does that change the way they play on? It kind of does something. It knocks them. They haven't got that.
Yeah, because it's a lonely position in goal. It's you've got it. You need. It's a real confidence position.
And if you've got one keeper, and he's your number one keeper, and if all of a sudden he's getting sort of, he's made a mistake and he's he's not, his head's not quite in it.
Yeah.
And the goalkeeper just stands there, just watch what happens.
You've got to be able to bring someone else in. If you're doing that to two goalkeepers. If 1 week you've got Steele making a mistake, and then you've got Verbruggen making a mistake, and then neither of them are at their best because they've both got it in their heads that they made them. Look at England, man. Look at what we've had keepers come on and make. Amazing keepers.
Jordan Pickford being one of them.
Just make one mistake.
And Aaron Ramsdale.
Oh yeah, I mean
it
can kill you. It can kill you as a keeper.
Yeah.
And I think it impacts the rest.
Do you think
the rest of the team? It impacts your defence. So if you get used to a keeper, you know where he's going to go. You know when he's going to claim the ball. You know the way that he plays. So if you're a defender, you're playing with a different goalkeeper every other week.
Well,
and there's slight differences in their game.
Look at Man City,
you're going to make there's going to be mistakes.
How did you just said Man City's keeper? What was his name?
Oh, Jordan Pickford?
No.
Man City goalkeeper, Edison?
No, English goalkeeper. Yeah, for England.
Joe Hart.
Aaron
Joe
Ramsdale?
Hart, sorry, yes, sorry.
Joe Hart, yes.
Right, so Joe Hart
Who's retiring at the end of the
got
season?
dropped
Where's he
by
going to?
Man City, and a world-class goalkeeper just lost it. Lost it as soon as he got dropped to Man City. Lost it for England. He picked up another club. He just did something to him, not being number one anymore. It's so important to a keeper, and that's
a rapid fall, wasn't it?
It was rapid.
Yeah, so it was.
And he was one of the, at the time, I would definitely put him in the top 6 goalkeepers in the world at that time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
he was that good. Yeah.
Joe Hart has been amazing.
I wouldn't have him in the top 5. Maybe that's pushing it a little bit, but I would say 6, 7, just past that. I would say he was quite. And then all of a sudden, nothing. And to me, De Zerbi's kind of like that switch swapping goalkeepers. It kind of does the same thing. I can't see how one of them's going to get
the number one
that confidence.
I think
you're sort of taking confidence a little bit from both of them instead of giving them both confidence.
He's kind of shown a few signs recently of changing it, hasn't he? And he's given Verbruggen more of a run of games. And I think he's sort of coming round to the idea.
Do you think Verbruggen is the better keeper?
I think he is. He's certainly he's 21, 22, still at the end of his career, arguably, or coming towards the end of his career.
Yeah, he's
not that he's, I love him. I love the fact that he bided his time as well, and he was happy to be, number 2. Never complained, did he? When he was on the bench, and then as soon as that's my problem with my beef with Sanchez, is Sanchez he got dropped for a few games and
yes, I remember that.
Threw his toys out the pram and said, I'm not playing anymore. I don't want to play anymore.
Well,
that wound me up.
Yeah, that would wind me up. But I've got to say that I don't think he should have been dropped. I think he's a better keeper personally.
I think overall, yes.
I think that maybe I would have liked Verbruggen and Sanchez, and then when they bring somebody up behind Verbruggen, and then once like they do, there's always someone behind someone. They're always like a train, isn't there, of keepers? You always got someone down there.
Yeah.
And then when it's Sanchez, I'll try and keep him for another season. Then he can go. Verbruggen then has a season under. I mean, we've got good coaches. We've got good keeper coaches.
Yeah,
so
always.
I think that would have pushed him up another season. But I'm not a manager, so what the fuck do I know? But I'm just saying. And then obviously
we're all managers.
Yeah, we're all managers. And then we've got Dunk, who's like.
Well, he's been solid at the back. He has.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I remember
I
saying.
worry sometimes that he's getting too slow, and then he pulls it out of the bag like against Villa, and you just go, fucking hell.
Yeah, it was like I was saying.
I'm worried.
Can he do that for England?
I'm worried he's lost half a yard. Pace. He was
me
never
too.
that reliant on pace, but you've got to have it to a certain extent. And this season he's made uncharacteristic mistakes for me, and he's made them for England as well, which. I was to be honest, I was gutted for him. I was gutted for him when he made those mistakes for England, because I so wanted him to do well.
So?
I think his chance has gone. I really.
I think so too, Steve.
I think he might have gone now.
I think he had those couple of games and he didn't really prove himself. So I don't think he's going to get picked to go.
Because it took him so the gaps in between appearances for England.
I don't think they played
2 or 3 years that he didn't get picked, and then he picks him again and he makes a couple of mistakes, and you think.
I think that I don't think that the back of the 3 and keeper. I don't think that they were playing the ball around the back fast enough for him. He looked fucking bored.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Do you think he looked bored?
I know what you're saying.
And then it was like, well, come on, boys. It was a bit like that. Like it was like your dad ahead of you on a bike and looking back, and your kids are all behind you. Go, come on, kids, catch up. Let's go. It was a bit like that. He he looked bored.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about it.
I think he's a
come
good
on,
he's a good team
It's
leader.
a very different. Yeah, completely. He's a leader, but I
I'm
know
going to go
it's
for
a
quick
different
piss.
style
Ben,
of play.
come and sit.
It's a
Come
different
and have
style
a
of
seat
play,
here,
isn't it?
Ben.
Okay.
And then
It's a different
Ben
style of play.
So, well, we were talking about that, but one thing that Ben said earlier, he was picking up on, especially where we're talking about players coming and going. I think we've got Dunk for a fair while yet.
Oh,
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to finish his career
Yeah.
at Brighton, isn't he? I mean, come on.
He's got it. Where else is he gonna go?
Ruin your legacy.
It's going to be end up in Lewis. Yeah, you wanted to talk about Lallana, aren't you?
Yeah.
That whether he's going to still where he is going to go, but whether he's going to stay or go. But anyway, Ben, I'm going to go for a piss. Ben's going to take over
John,
from
that's
me.
fine.
Come on. Jump in, mate. Jump in, fella.
Okay.
What are you thinking about Lallana?
Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? I'm just covering for John whilst he's going to the toilet. That's a topic I just want to pick up about what I've heard from today. Basically, I just found out that Adam Lallana is leaving Brighton at the end of the season. Now, this has come as quite a bit of a shock because I never expected Adam Lallana just to leave just like that because I thought he would he'd love to stay with us until he retires. But what I saw from his video today, as I found out news, he said that he's not retiring as a player. Basically, what he's doing is that he is not going to be playing football at the end of the season. He's going to be taking what's called like a hiatus. So like
Career break.
Yeah, he's not gonna focus on his football career just yet. He's just after the season, he's just gonna be focusing on his family. So like his kids.
Fucking hell, Ben, you're like booming voice. You need to bring it down a little bit.
Oh,
I'm
sorry about
going to have to edit you out.
Sorry about that.
Like I can hear, I'm having a piss in there. I can hear boom.
Sorry
Your
about
voice
that.
is very.
He's getting very. He's on one about Lallana now. So
Just carry on, but just take it
Yeah, of course.
a notch down.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
So as I was saying, it's come a bit of a shock, but we knew it was going to happen at some point, but we never expected it to be this season. So I
Agreed.
think so. Adam Lallana's done a really great job for Brighton. He has. He's done a really great job for Brighton. So he's helped Brighton to get qualification for European football. He's helped us to fight relegation. He's just done such a great job. He has.
He's been a brilliant player for us as well. And when I know he hasn't played as much as we'd have liked him to play, but when he has, he's got that experience. He's got that nous about him. And me personally, I hoped he'd carry on as a coach for Brighton for the foreseeable future. But he's obviously decided to take a break. Maybe he will come back as a coach at some point. De Zerbi obviously rates him massively. To keep him on, a player that's with the injury record that he's got. I think he rates his leadership, and
he hasn't been playing that. He hasn't had much playing time because of injury. Because he's injury prone. He is so.
Yeah.
But when he does leave Brighton to take a break, if I was managing for Brighton, I'd say I'd like him to come back on a coaching capacity.
100%. Yeah.
So instead of just playing for Brighton, he just coached Brighton, coached the under-21s team.
Did Lallana come straight from Liverpool to Brighton, or did he go somewhere else first?
He was at Southampton.
Did he go back to Southampton? He did, didn't he? Yeah.
Southampton.
No, he did. Yeah, you're right.
Then he was at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Then he came to Brighton.
I think he had like a year's deal at Southampton, and then that expired, and he came on a free, didn't he? To Brighton.
And he's played under Gus Poyet as well.
Yeah.
No, he didn't play under Gus Poyet. He played. He played under a lot of managers, like Jurgen Klopp being one of them for Liverpool.
Yeah.
So.
And one of the most telling things for me that Lallana has said in interviews is that it's not just him, it's Welbeck and other players that have played under all these. Cheers, mate. under all these fantastic managers, you know, your Klopps, your Fergusons, your Wengers, you know, him and Welbeck have played for these managers, and they've all come out and said De Zerbi is the one for them. That speaks volumes for me about the manager that we've got now.
Yeah, so
And we've got Milner as well.
Yeah.
Now, having a son that's a Man United supporter,
You have to
you have to just
get that
sort
out
of
of him.
Well, he won't come and watch. He won't come to the games anymore.
Do you not come?
No, because Brighton keep beating him. So he won't even come out. But luckily, my eldest son is a Brighton supporter, so he goes.
Oh,
But
brilliant.
yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Brilliant.
like I was saying that, and look, sorry.
Well, just on that, what about there's a whole stadium, including home and away, that are going to be cheering Man City scoring goals. As if they don't fucking cheer. They're basically going to be hoping, the players are going to be hoping to win, but the fans are going to be hoping that they lose.
There's a big divide, isn't there? I heard Postecoglou's interview earlier, and he's obviously got wind of it that there's quite a few Spurs fans that are going, we'd rather not win, to be honest. We don't want to hand the title to Arsenal.
They don't want to hand the title to Arsenal.
And Postecoglou, he can't get his head around it, can he? He's going, well, that's nonsensical, guys. But you can sort of understand it, can't you?
If we were playing the same way, it'll never happen because they're shit. But if we were playing Arsenal, right, and it was out of win against Arsenal and Palace win the title, there's no fucking way I'd be cheering Brighton to win that game.
No.
There's no way. I would want Arsenal to win that game.
Do you know what? Send out the ball, boys.
Yeah.
That's fine. But
Yeah, I would be begging for De Zerbi to play his under 15s.
the kids, all of them, and I mean kids.
Yeah, under 12 girls. I want him to play them. Can you call up the women's team? Because that's who I'd want on the pitch. I would want anything, but I wouldn't care about losing one game if it meant that Palace didn't get the title. Yeah. And that is unfortunately how Spurs fans are feeling at the moment. They don't want their team to win that game. Because it means that more than likely.
That's it. And that's a classic fucking football fan mentality. You get it, don't you? I couldn't understand, but I know he's got to come out in front of the cameras, big hands, and I don't get it. But it's like, but you do really though, surely.
No, he's Australian.
This is true.
I mean, there's a lot that Australians don't get, and that's got to be one.
Yeah.
I mean, they just want to win. There's nothing that they want to lose ever. But English people, they think a little bit more.
We're a bit more.
Well, hang on a minute. If we win that, then they win. And
we
then
can be tactical about this.
Yeah, it's a bit tactical.
Yeah, we can pick and choose a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll come and nick my seat back.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, fuck off. That's it. It's a funny old position to be in, isn't it? Because they are literally, like one of the guys I work with, Matt, who's a Spurs fan. He just straight away, the first thing he said was, "No, I want them to lose. I want Man City to win." He said that he was the one that was
not even the debate.
He said that the whole stadium is going to cheer, home and away, when Man City score, and that's what he's expecting to happen.
It's making me really want to watch the game actually.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Well, I'm trying to sort it out with them. Well, I don't know whether I've got enough subscribers on TikTok to do lives, but I don't know about YouTube. I don't know how it works, so I'll look into it. But fucking great big telly up there, loads of seats around here.
Sticking on
Euros. I'm trying to get him to do so that I can do live reaction.
Yeah.
so we can sit and watch the football and just film us doing live reactions.
Yeah, we are for that as well.
They always go well.
That'd be
They
brilliant.
always
That'd be brilliant.
do quite well on the old socials. So
Yeah.
I want to get that.
Okay,
But
cool.
that is a game.
Yeah.
Man City and Spurs. Man City is a game I would. Is it home? It's Spurs.
It's at Spurs,
Yeah.
and look, Spurs have got a half decent record against City at home as well in recent years. They've got a fairly decent record.
28.
28, yeah.
28,
I concur. Yeah, they've got a half decent record, but they've been shit, haven't they? Let's face it, Spurs have been shit for the last 4 or 5 games. Absolutely terrible.
I don't know a team. Yeah, but even when they're playing at their very best, yet they can't win a fucking. They just can't win a trophy. They cannot get a trophy, and it's a running joke to the whole of English football.
Did you see the
European football?
Did you see the thing about their under-21s? So their under-21 team won the league. Right, this is the Spurs as it gets. I'm telling you now. Their under-21 team won the league, but this season, they've changed the rules so that if you win the league, you don't actually win the league. You go into a playoff with another few teams. Like they're doing this quite a lot, aren't they, in European leagues?
Well,
so they've won the league, but they haven't won the league. That could only happen to Spurs, mate.
Spurs. So they haven't actually won it. No. That's fucking brilliant, isn't it?
No,
that's
honestly,
that's the most Spurs moment I think I've ever heard about in football.
And this is probably why we should just controversial. Probably why we should drop Harry Kane for the Euros, because
no way.
I won't drop Harry.
But we're never going to win it. He's not going to win a trophy. Come on.
Yeah, but he doesn't play for Spurs anymore. Not a Spurs player anymore.
And he's a record goal scorer.
He's gone to Bayern Munich to not win a trophy.
I know, like Bayern Munich.
Come on,
literally won.
It's a curse.
There's like 3 teams in. There's only 3 teams that ever win that fucking league, and he's gone there and not won it. I think he's. Well, he had to go abroad though, right? It was in his contract.
Yeah.
He couldn't be sold.
He couldn't be sold to another. Yeah.
So, but he was one of Ten Hag's like absolute wants. Couldn't get him.
Yeah.
Wouldn't sell to an English club, but that's non-existent.
Well, wouldn't they? They
I don't think. No. I think he doesn't get anywhere near City.
Before Haaland, though.
Before
Haaland, yeah.
But they've got. I don't think he gets anywhere near City. He has to be number 1, and I don't think he's number 1 against Haaland. But Man United got a bit of money now. They want to change things. Directors changing. Director of football's changed. All of these things that they've kicked. They've basically sort of pushed aside the American. You're only there to basically make money for us to spend on our American football team. That's kind of gone a bit now.
Well, yeah, because they've sold the stake and then to Ratcliffe, so he's got a bit more say. I wonder when.
I think Harry Kane's going to be one of the first players they go for, and because he's been in Germany, he's not.
Yeah, I think
60 million. I think 60 million
would be a good move for them.
Plus some benefits gets Kane.
Yeah. For in the sort of twilight of his career as well, I guess he's got probably another 2-3 years left at that level.
But he still puts in 20 goals a season.
He does, yeah. Always,
even
always,
on a shit.
Always,
on a shit season, he puts in 20 goals a season. He's this generation's Lineker.
Yeah.
He's always in the right place at the right time. He knows how to poach a goal.
He's not reliant on pace either, and he very rarely misses a penalty.
Lineker had that thing. Like he didn't look where the ball was going as much as look maybe where the ball would end up. And I know that sounds a weird thing to say, but if someone takes a corner or a free kick or the ball's being played into the box, if he knows he can't get to that ball, Lineker looks at the player that is going to get to it. Where's that ball likely to be?
Where's he going to go?
And he's always in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
It's something that you don't see very often.
Yeah.
Because it's having that little look ahead. Oh, he's going to head it away.
Yeah.
Well, if I don't rush, I'm not going to get to that ball. You've got a split second to make that decision. I'm not going to get to that ball. But if I go here, it's a tap in. And it kind of happens. And I think Harry Kane's got that awareness.
Yeah.
He's definitely got that awareness.
Yeah.
So I think. Do you think we're gonna? Do you think football's coming home? Who's gonna beat us? France.
France maybe.
France have got.
It won't
too many individual players.
It won't be Germany.
France have got too many individual players. Not
Kylian Mbappe being one of them.
Yeah, but they don't tend to play as a team, so they're beatable. Right?
Yeah.
When you've got too many, if the whole team is built around Mbappe, then they're a World Cup. Every competition they go into winning team, but they don't. They've all got. There's a lot of individual players.
Yeah, great.
Which makes it very difficult, and I think in a tournament situation that can be their downfall.
Yeah.
Germany. It's in Germany, so you know that they're going to put the.
They'll probably perform above.
They're going to perform above, but that's still not.
But they're not there for me. I mean, come on.
They'll kick off the Euros against Scotland.
Don't get me wrong. I love Pascal Gross. I love him to bits. The fact that he's now in the German midfield, aged 32, smacks of desperation for me for them.
Yeah.
I love him. I think he's a great player. That would never have happened a few years ago.
No.
Germany packed with so much quality, and then Undav is going to start for them as well. Okay, he's had a good season for Stuttgart.
Croatia.
But,
I think Croatia.
Yeah, they're
do
decent.
well.
They're decent.
Decent this year, but not winning.
No.
I think that Italy, after the last final where they can go fuck themselves. I shall not admit
that wasn't what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, I've said it, and I'll say it again. Not if you're Italian. I like Italians. I've met some Italians over my years, and I think Italians are fine. If you want to elect right wing nutters, that's up to you. But as far as your football team goes, go fuck yourselves, you cheating bastards.
Yeah. I think we'd all.
So I think one over them.
Those sentiments.
I liked the fact that they didn't get in the World Cup and they got fucked at the World Cup.
Yeah.
I like that. They got properly bent over, and if it's not homophobic to say, fucked up the arse. That was a good thing for me. I liked that. So anyway, that's my views on them. I think that Holland, again, always have good players, never quite perform.
No, and they're not up there at the moment. Holland, they're not
aging a bit. Would you say?
Yeah,
I'd say aging.
Not got the right mix of players at all.
That's
it's a weak league. It's a poor league.
Everyone else in that competition, including Scotland, is fodder, right? So who else is there to win it? There's only us.
So no pressure then.
There is only us. Germany haven't got it. France are too up their own arses to win it.
We hate the Italians.
We don't like the Italians. So
we don't. Hate is a strong word.
We like
Hate's
the
a strong
Italians. Let's get that out there. We do like the Italians.
We love them.
We just don't like your fucking football team. So they can bollocks. I think everyone else is. I think
so
most other teams.
I think Ben, we've basically agreed. We're going to win the Euros. That's. Ben's looking not very.
Well, Ben.
Happy
Right, okay, come on, Ben. You tell me. You tell me in Europe what team is out there that is better than the England team at the moment. Better than Kyle Walker.
Oh no, I can't think of any.
I mean, are we talking about one of the, if not one of 100% top 5 defenders out there? The only thing I think we've got great. Look, we can all knock Slabhead when he's playing for Man United, but when he's playing for England, he's fucking good.
Yeah, no, he's never put a foot wrong.
He's literally like a brute. He's that like Three Lions grit and determination and he can nod one in.
Yeah,
he's definitely determined.
And a granite slab of a head.
Yeah, and he's literally like my nan's tombstone on his forehead, so he can bash him in from the halfway line. Love it. Right, so we've got that. The only thing I would say, well, we've got the best out, and I'm not even saying this is maybe. We have the best midfield in the world, bar none. Name me another midfield that beats England's midfield at the moment in world football, never mind European.
Declan Rice?
I agree. We are.
We have got the best midfield at the moment in world football. End of story.
If the manager can find a way to mesh it all together, and that's the
if the manager
key,
can find a way to keep Rashford on the bench, we have got the best midfield in world football. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to retract that if he plays Rashford, but if he doesn't play Rashford, we've got the best.
What if he chooses Rashford?
Well, like I said before, we've got to get him involved in kids aren't Rashford, man. It's really bad. Kids aren't getting the dentistry that they need.
He needs a project.
He needs a project.
He does.
Getting fired up. Because when he was fired up and he had all that belief and he had all them people around him and he had that strength about him.
He just can't be asked.
Maybe a new manager at Man United might give him that a little bit, but you can't. Every manager be like, oh, don't know, because you've got to play the best every time. But anyway, Rashford maybe, but definitely the best midfield. The only thing that lets us down is the keeper, really. And he's not bad.
Yeah, he's not terrible, but he's not
terrible.
Brilliant.
He's not world class.
We're defensively, I still think we've got a few issues potentially. So it's centre back, isn't it? Really, that's the problem. We've got good fullbacks.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker is fantastic. He's never lost any pace. Shaw, if he's fit on the left, not Chilwell for me. I think he's rubbish.
I'm not really a big fan of Ben Chilwell.
But no, not Chilwell's not the one for me. But Walker, he's a world beater. When we played Man City for the first time at the Amex after we came up, and I was a member of the Hilton gym, and they were staying in the Metropole Hilton in Brighton, and Kyle Walker got out the lift as I was coming out the gym.
Did you get an erection?
No, I know, no. All I could think of, but you think of these things afterwards. I thought
it was done
I
had an erection.
I had, yeah, absolutely. I thought I had the opportunity to nobble him coming out the lift. I could have just pretended to fall over and just sort of not, and I just blew it. And you think of these things after you've come out of the gym, don't you? You go, oh, if only.
I'm not the biggest Man City fan. I don't like Man City because of the money and because of the blatant cheating by the referees and the VAR.
Yeah.
And there's a few players that piss me off. I mean, I really do like Foden, but he pisses me off.
I like Phil Foden as well.
The little. No, that's annoying. That's annoying. That is.
At that point, you can fuck off
and
a
also,
little bit, but he's still really good.
Massive dive at the Amex. Massive dive. Gave him a free kick. And then he takes the piss by scoring from it.
Yeah, he did it against Brighton, which makes him a prick.
Yeah.
But if he does it for England, we're all on board.
Yeah, go on, Phil. Go on, son.
Go on, Foden.
Go on.
Yeah, so...
They always have these random celebrations they do.
I think we're going to... But that was a bell end celebration because he didn't just do it, he purposefully did it at the fucking... Well, actually at us lot because we were all...
really understand these
he was actually doing it towards us lot because we were all going, fucking wanker! Like,
Yeah, just understand.
Speak for yourself here, John. I was saying, well done, that's a lovely
sorry.
Well done.
Fantastic, good goal, chat. Well done for faking falling over. And
beautiful free kick.
Yeah, bell end. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I still don't think we've got it. I can't see anyone European football. I can't see any European football with the right management and tactics that beats us. I can't see it. I see us beating everybody. So I think that gives us one of the best chances to win the Euros, and in Germany, like I said earlier, like the England rugby team winning the World Cup, but winning it in Australia,
In Oz.
and beating Australia in their own backyard.
Yeah.
With a player that their press just fucking like
Yeah,
they
has a ring to
literally
it, doesn't
just
it?
fucking give him shit through the whole
Ah.
competition in Wilkinson, and that's all they did is they just give him crap, and the stuff they wrote, and the England team are only a kicking team, 2 tries and one with the kick that the bloke you took the piss out of in your own backyard. I would love to do that, but young people don't really get the kind of Germany thing, but. I mean, especially when you had 2 German teams.
It'll be a big thing.
It was good to have. I mean, it wasn't good for Germany, but it was good to have 2 German teams that you could try
to potentially beat.
Yeah. So no one kind of gets that really. Younger generations, this sort of like thing with Germany. I guess the real football fans do, because their parents and their grandparents have sort of passed it down. You've got to beat the Germans. But to do it in Germany, it'd be great. It'd be a thing.
It'd be pretty special.
And it'd be great for Southgate to go out on a high. It'd be great for us.
It's going to be.
And it'd be good for Potter, because he'll be the next.
Well, it's going to be Southgate's last tournament. It's got to be. Win or lose, it's going to be his last one, right?
The pub's going to be packed.
It is.
Beer's going to be flowing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good. Unfortunately, I don't think Dunk's going to be there.
No,
can't see him being in it.
No, that's all right though.
It is what it is.
That might be good for us.
Yeah.
Have a rest.
Good.
Have a rest in the summer.
Do you think
Lewis.
we're going to bring in any?
Have a rest, mate.
What players do you think? I'm worried about who we're going to bring in, because I don't know what the availability of certain players, but they always seem to come up with a golden.
I mean,
they always do seem to come up with like a little stunner, don't they?
We're in such a good position financially to bring in players, like a lot more than I don't know how Man United have got away with it, to be honest, the financial fair play thing for so long. But we actually can spend a bit of money.
So Man United get away with it because they make an astronomical.
They make so much.
They're shit.
Yeah.
They're shit or not.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that Man City is new money, Chelsea is new money,
Yeah.
Newcastle is new money.
Yeah.
The biggest by far clubs around the world in the UK are Liverpool and Man United.
United's revenue, I suppose,
Man United and Liverpool's
is
revenue.
what. Yeah.
When Ronaldo came back to Man United, their shirt sales in 1 year.
Yeah.
But in just literally Ronaldo back at Man United, just the shirt sales. It just anything as far as financial fair play, forget about it.
Yeah.
It pays 120 million. Like it's outrageous.
Well, I mean, it's kept the Glazers.
It's worldwide.
Baseball
Arsenal
club going
kind
for a few years.
Yeah, didn't it? Arsenal kind of got sort of started getting there. They had a huge amount of like Indian support.
Yeah.
No, Man United, Liverpool, you underestimate what their power is around the world and how much they're supported. And Man City think that they can pay people to come and do, pay people to come down and watch their games. But at the end of the day, they're nowhere near the Man Uniteds and the Liverpools and the Barcelonas and the Barcelonas and the I don't know, they might get there eventually, but they're new money. They're not there yet. Man United, the reason why they get away with fair play rules is because they make just such an astonishing amount of money.
Yeah,
on
the
fan revenue.
Yeah, it's true.
Whereas Man City have tried to sort of swindle that a little bit and link it in with. A lot of it's to do with their sponsors as well. They own the company that sponsors the company that owns the company that sponsors them.
There's a lot of dark financial arts going on here.
Yeah.
It surprised me at the weekend. I spoke to a few
They're literally like
Newcastle
the
fans at the
fucking
weekend.
They're like the Slytherin of football.
Yeah, they
like,
really are. But how accepting? You know, the Man City fans have done it over the last few years, and now it's Newcastle's turn. You know, this kind of dubious kind of ownership model, shall we say, and how accepting they are of it. I spoke to a couple of Newcastle fans on the way back on Saturday, and they were actually saying we were surprised at the fact that Forest only got a 4-point deduction.
Yeah.
They said, and they were saying we would have taken that. We'd have taken that if we could have spent a bit more money in January. And I'm going, are you serious? So you would have actively cheated the rules.
Do you know the best? So last season, do you know who the richest club in the world were? Do you know who the richest club in the world were?
It's got to be City, no? Or Madrid, no?
West
I'm not even close, am I?
No, West Bromwich Albion.
Fuck off.
West Bromwich Albion were owned by a consortium, and the basically the largest part of that consortium was the Chinese government. So the Chinese government were part of a consortium that bought out West Brom, and West Brom so basically had the backing of the Chinese government. I say that because I at heart is West Brom, but we were the richest club in the world, bar none, not even close. There's no other club.
I mean, if you're backed by China, as in the government of China, yes.
And do you know what they did for us? They borrowed money against the stadium and the club name,
and they tried to turn it into a supermarket.
And then they fucking and then luckily we've been bought out by someone else now. They're owned by an American
Shocking.
owner. It actually turns up to some of the games. But yeah, that was it. We were owned by the Chinese government for a while, West Bromwich Albion, and they didn't spend a penny on the club. In fact, they took us. At the time they took over, we were finishing sort of like 10th. I think our highest was 8th, 9th in the Premier League, to relegated into the Championship and in debt. We were like Brighton in the only way.
Terrible.
West Brom were very much like Brighton in the way that they were the people that owned them were very business savvy. We were the only club in the Premier League that were in the black and not in the red. So we were the only club that made money that season.
Yeah.
Like Brighton, not quite as much as Brighton, because that is fantastic, isn't it?
I mean
to do that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
And not even with some of the sales in there as well.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was one thing. But yeah, they were the richest club in the world. They were owned by basically the Chinese government, which all they did was just the guy that ran the consortium just borrowed money against West Bromwich Albion and made himself rich.
Did they start doing like noodles at half time and stuff?
No, I don't think they did noodles at half time. He was never fucking there. It wasn't like we had some like big Chinese investment and then we had like he never fucking even turned up to. I think he turned up to one game in the 4 years that he owned the club.
That's a very Glazerish, isn't it? That is.
But we've been bought. They've been bought out now, West Bromwich Albion, and now they go on and with a guy that owns it has been there a few times.
I watched a bit of the. I watched a bit. Oh, the Americans are getting very involved now.
I mean, you've only got Wrexham.
Yeah.
Just
that's
yeah. That that's just gone. That's like this world, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, but they seem genuinely interested in the game, don't they? It was the thing that rang alarm bells for me with the Americans was Todd Bowley with the Chelsea thing, because come in and he's like I think he appointed himself like director of football at one point and went,
just bought a fucking load of players.
I'm in charge of transfers and like. Okay, Todd.
Weird.
And then he's like, we need to change the rules because your half time's not long enough. we need to have entertainment at half time. Maybe we should have shorter games, like 30 minutes. And you're like, whoa, hold on there, Todd.
Yeah.
No, too much, too soon.
No, was he talking about the women's game? They should definitely. The women's game have got to do something to sort that shit out because it needs. They don't. If you play basketball, the net's shorter. If you play tennis, you don't have to play for as long. If you play, there's every female version of every sport is not. Is adapted to make
technical
it,
difference. Yeah.
Is adapted to make it fairer for them and be more exciting for the people to watch it.
Yeah.
Except football. Why? I don't know. Shorten the. Make the goals smaller. Shorten the amount of time they play, and make some sort of change to make it. People ask why women's football and this, that, and the other, and they're really good and they win these competitions and all of this sort of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair enough. Our Lionesses are winning World Cups. Yeah, that's fantastic. But that's like saying, I beat my son in a cycling race.
Make a change if it makes a difference.
If I was winning cycling races at my level, I would think I was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm incredibly unfit. My level is very low, and I can't ride fast. I'm basically pretty poor. So if you put me up against someone that was even remotely good, I'd get my arse kicked. And I'm afraid, as much as we all want the women's game to do well, that's the women's game. It's nowhere near like the men's game. So why try and
you have to
with the men's game, make it better by just doing a few rule changes.
Yeah, you have to be adaptable with the rules, but they can get it wrong as well. With cricket, with women's cricket, Test cricket, they made it 4 days instead of 5 days, wasn't it? And like 95% of games now in women's cricket are a draw. It's like, it doesn't work. Just make it an extra day.
No. I've got this theory with women's cricket. I've got this theory. I can solve women's cricket and people will watch it and you'll get families and I'll watch it on TV, right? Rounders. Fuck the cricket game off. Just get playing rounders. I will watch that all day long. I love a game of rounders, don't you? I love a game of rounders.
You used to play it in Regent's Park.
Lovely. If there's any Americans watching, it's baseball with a smaller bat, bigger ball.
It's basically baseball.
And you can just whack it as far as you can. It's the same thing. I say, get rid of women's cricket altogether. Get them playing rounders, and then we'll start smashing some money in some rounders.
The Rounders World Cup.
The poker boys are here, and I think that they're waiting for us. So we're going to go. I've had a lot of fun. Thank you very much.
Lovely,
Steve.
nice one, John. Cheers,
Ben.
mate. It's been great fun. Enjoyed it, Ben.
And then,
cheers, mate.
If you're up for it next week, Steve will be here as well.
Yeah, mate.
And then I'm going to try and get Vicky and Martin back because they're great fun. Ben's going to pop over and we'll just do what we did tonight. We'll just talk football and drink beer. So,
amen to that.
See you on the next one.
Cheers, boys. Hey.
Thank you. That was good.